Today is June 2nd, and that means we have ourselves a brand new research breakthrough. And is it the legendary beasts? No. Is it the legendary birds? Nope. It's Trapinch. Now, for obvious reasons, a lot of players are extremely unhappy about this research breakthrough, and I'm going to be talking about that in this video. I really think Niantic just doesn't seem to get their own game, nor do they understand what players want. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. How's it hanging, everyone? It's me, it's Count, here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. Today I'm going to be talking about the June research breakthrough and why I think it has so many negative implications for Pokemon GO, and I just have to make this bit of feedback for Niantic. I really feel like they are showing how they are out of touch with their player base. And when it comes to the research breakthrough, it is a huge part of the game. It's one of those rewards that a lot of people rely on. And unfortunately, Niantic just hasn't been delivering for the last couple of research breakthroughs. Right before Trapinch, we had Shinx as our May research breakthrough, and I felt like that alone was pretty bad. But they moved on to Trapinch, which in my opinion is probably the worst research breakthrough we've had so far. And it makes very little sense to me when it comes to research breakthroughs. These should always be legendaries or some sort of exclusive Pokemon. And the reason for that is because it should serve as an alternative to raiding. As of right now, a lot of players are struggling when it comes to getting a raid group together, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that we are all still stuck in quarantine. There's a lot of reasons right now not to go outside and play Pokemon GO, and that means people will not be able to raid as often as they used to. So really what they should be doing is looking towards other sources for legendaries, like with PvP and with Research Breakthrough. But for some reason, Niantic has not been paying attention to how players want to play, and it looks like they're still forcing us to go out and raid if we want legendaries. If you are not able to raid for whatever reason, then Research Breakthrough should be your way of getting legendaries. But unfortunately, Niantic completely missed that mark, and we're getting a useless Pokemon like Trapinch instead. Like, to be honest with you guys, it would have made more sense to me if it was, let's say, a Flygon within an exclusive move. I think that would have been better served. Instead, we're getting a Trapinch with no exclusivity whatsoever. Trapinch are everywhere. You can get them pretty much anywhere there are Trapinch. And of course, we've already had a community day for Trapinch, so it's not like the shiny is super rare. So it boggles my mind why they think this is a good idea. And to be honest with you, I just feel really bad for rural players. When it comes to Research Breakthrough, rural players can only get certain legendaries through Research Breakthrough, and it's of course because they just cannot get a raid group together in order to raid legendaries. They either have to travel really far, or they have to muster up some sort of cheating method in order to actually get legendaries. And it's really unfortunate that Niantic is not paying attention to that. It really seems like they don't realize that people actually rely on Research Breakthroughs in order to complete their collections. When it comes to raiding in Pokemon GO, it's almost exclusive for urban and suburban players, especially those that have a Discord. But if you do not have a neighborhood that actually is active in Pokemon GO, well, you're essentially SOL. Needless to say, I'm really disappointed about this. I mean, when it comes to Research Breakthrough, that system alone has needed a revamp in some time. It's been out for quite a while, and when it first released, it did give us legendaries. Although I will recognize that they were legendaries that were somewhat irrelevant at the time, but still, they were legendaries. And for people who did not end up having any of these legendaries, whether it's because they were not playing when these legendaries were released, or it's because they live in a rural area, this was their opportunity to get those legendaries. And we have so many legendaries that are currently in the game, and a lot of legendaries that have not made an appearance in a long time. So it just makes sense to throw legendaries into these research breakthroughs, because that is how a lot of of players are going to be able to get certain legendaries. But unfortunately, we're getting crap Pokemon like Trapinch, and it's just really frustrating. So what does this mean for the future of research breakthroughs? Well, I feel like a lot of players are starting to get fed up with it, and a lot of players are starting to ignore it. There really hasn't been that big of an incentive to complete the research breakthrough. I mean, for me, myself, I used to do it every week to make sure I get these special rewards, but as of late, I just haven't really cared about the research breakthrough. When it comes to research breakthrough, it was always something you could look forward to at the end of the week, but unfortunately for the last couple of them, I just haven't felt that excitement. For Niantic to remove a fun factor element out of a mechanic in Pokemon Go, it's regressive. It's not something that they should be doing. They should be looking to make things a lot more fun as opposed to taking the fun out of things, which is why it makes no sense to me that they would make Trapinch a research breakthrough. I mean, there has to be some explanation for it. Maybe they're trying to fill up the research breakthroughs in order to set up for a really big one, but I just feel like they're not making the right steps. They're not adding the right Pokemon. Pokemon like Lapras and Snorlax could have worked a little bit better, and when those Pokemon were in special research, players were somewhat a little bit more motivated by them. But as of right now, with Shinx and with Trapinch, no, nobody is caring about research breakthrough. And I really feel like this is a very common theme with Niantic. When it comes to Pokemon Go, they make a lot of huge steps forward, and then they take a million steps back with every single one of their mechanics. So with research breakthrough, if they want this mechanic to be something that players really engage in, they really have to consider just fixing it up in some way. Now earlier I mentioned Snorlax and Lapras. What Pokemon could they add instead of something like Trapinch? Let's say they do not want to put a legendary in there in order to set it up for something big, like later on down the road there's a special research that a lot of players will be engaged in, or maybe with research breakthrough they have plans to revamp it, so they do not want to add a bunch of legendaries to it just yet. So what could they do? Well, in the past we've seen them have all 3 legendary birds be the research breakthrough, and then you get a random one out of the 3, and I really like that idea because it does freshen it up. You don't know exactly which one you're going to get, and there is an element of surprise. There's an element of fun to it. And on top of the legendary birds being random, you also had their shinies as a potential as well. So overall, there was a lot of fun to it. There was a lot of people posting about it, like, look what I just got through research breakthrough, and there was an excitement with it. To me, it doesn't even make any financial sense, because if you think about it, it's not like people are not raiding because of research breakthrough. I mean, it's always Pokemon that's past Pokemon. It's not something that players are currently looking for, so it's always been a nice bonus. It's always been a way to get players engaged, but for them to remove that aspect from it, it's just going to make players forget about it. I mean, the writing is on the wall. A lot of players have been voicing their opinions on social media, and you know, it's obvious that the community is not happy about this. I have yet to find a single person that has made a logical argument for why Trapinch should be the research breakthrough. It just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to anyone, and Niantic needs to communicate their reasoning behind this, because it's really not exciting at all. Like, the research breakthrough should be something exciting, something you could look forward to every week, but it hasn't been that for such a long time. There's a lot of potential with research breakthrough, but unfortunately Niantic just hasn't met them over the past couple of months, and I really hope they figure it out, because Niantic is in a bit of a bind right now. I mean, yes, there are a lot of good things that they're doing, but there's a lot of negative things that they're doing as well, and players have been really iffy towards Niantic. They've been building up a good reputation over the past couple of years, but unfortunately this year it's been a lot of ups and downs, and they've been chipping away at that positivity little by little throughout the year. So I'm really concerned about this. I really feel like Niantic needs to pay attention to their community and give us what we want. Research breakthrough should be legendaries. It should be exclusive, special, rare Pokemon. It's something that we should be looking forward to every day. and it should be something that players should be engaged in. But unfortunately, that's just not the case, so hopefully Niantic gets their act together, but yeah. And as a closing thought, let me just say this. So when it comes to Niantic, I've been trying to give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to their game decisions, but lately it's been getting more and more difficult. And to be honest with you, I don't like making negative videos towards Niantic and towards Pokemon Go because I really enjoy this game. I've been doing my best to build Niantic in a positive light because, to be honest with you, they've deserved it. I mean, over the past 2 years, they've been doing a really good job with the game. They've been doing a really good job engaging with the community. I've met people like Liz and other people from Niantic. I can't think of their names at the top of my head, but there are really great people out there, and they do have a lot of passion for Pokemon Go and for all of their different games, and they want to succeed. They want to create a game that's going to last for tens of years. So, you know, I'm trying my best to make Niantic see the community feedback, but it's been really rough. It's been really frustrating because it just seems like Niantic has been really regressive this year. They've been making some positive steps forward, but they've been taking more negative steps back. So I really hope Niantic gets their act together and just create a positive vibe within the community because we desperately need it right now. I mean, it's down to the littlest things when it comes to Pokemon Go. Special research and research breakthrough and rating and, you know, PvP, like all of these things we're relying on right now in order to escape a lot of the negativity that's going on around us. Like a lot of this stuff is just pounding down on all of us, and we would like to have that escape, you know, and Pokemon Go is a great escape. I mean, yes, we should be active with protests. We should be active in voicing our concerns with society, but when it comes to Pokemon Go, it should be something that we see as a big positive in our lives. And it's certainly been a positive for me, but as of lately, it's been really tough. It's been really frustrating because when it comes to the Pokecoin changes, when it comes to rating and PvP, I just feel like Niantic hasn't given enough attention to these mechanics, and Research Breakthrough is just another thing added onto that list. So yeah, Niantic's doing great things, don't get me wrong, but I would like to see them do better, and I would like to have them just paying attention to the community. I think that's all it comes down to. Anyway, these are my thoughts regarding Research Breakthrough. I would love to know yours down below. Let me know your thoughts regarding Trapinch Research Breakthrough. Let me know your thoughts regarding the direction that Niantic is taking, and voice your concerns. Let me know down below what you think Niantic should do regarding Research Breakthrough. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed it. Be safe, have fun, and I'll catch you all later.